Well, today's topic is cell. Let me explain you what is the cell. Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of life, and all cells arise from the division of pre-existing cells. All the organisms are also made up of cells. All these 3 points are constituted in the cell theory, which was first given by Schleiden and Schwann. You can say that as a house is made up of bricks, so is the living organism made up of cells. Without cells, there is no existence of life. Uh, According to the cell number present, organisms can be of two types, multicellular and unicellular. Unicellular organisms or cells constitute only one kind of cell, and only one kind of cell is able to perform all kinds of functions, whereas multicellular organisms constitute many cells, in fact thousands and thousands of cells, and all those cells together perform all the functions. These cells are able to group together into tissues, tissues group together to form organ, and organ group together to form an entire organism. On the basis of the cellular organelles present inside the cells can be of two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cells have simple constitution because they are quite primitive and ancient, because they do not contain any membrane bound organelles or nucleus inside them, for example bacteria. Similarly, eukaryotic organisms are most developed kind because they contain all the membrane bound organelles including mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, etc. Because these are the most developed kind, so all the organisms mostly we see, such as all the plants, all the animals, are usually eukaryotic. Every cell is bound by a semi-permeable membrane called plasma membrane, which allows, it is semi-permeable because it allows the entry of only specialized molecules to pass through it. These specialized molecules are very small and are easily movable. But there are certain molecules that are charged, and these are not allowed to pass through the cell membrane. This semi-permeable membrane barrier is made up of phospholipid and proteins. Phospholipid bilayer is made up of fatty acid, which are hydrophobic in nature, and a polar head group which is hydrophilic. The arrangement of phospholipid is such that their fatty acid chains face each other in an end-to-end fashion, and the polar head groups face towards the outer side that interact with polar water. The hydrophobic interactions between the fatty acid side chain helps to increase the hydrophobicity and helps for the movement of various molecules to pass through it that are hydrophobic in nature. Plasma membrane surrounds the cell and it contains cytoplasm, and this cytoplasm contains the living as well as non-living portion. The living portion inside the cytoplasm is called protoplasm, and the non-living portion is in the form of various biomolecules such as proteins, nucleic acids, carbohydrates, fatty acids, etc. The arrangement of phospholipid bilayer and protein molecules in the semi-permeable membrane was first explained by Singer and Nicholson, and he explained that the arrangement is in the form of fluid and mosaic. The proteins constituting the semi-permeable membrane is of two types, integral membrane protein and extrinsic proteins. Extrinsic protein, as the name suggests, is present on the outer side, whereas integral membrane protein constitute the whole, or we can say that it spans the whole length of the membrane, through which only specialized molecules pass through it from one side of the membrane to the other. The protoplasm consists of many organelles such as mitochondria, which is called the powerhouse of the cell because aerobic cellular respiration mainly occurs inside the mitochondria, releasing lots of energy in the form of ATP. This ATP is required for many anabolic reactions to occur, which are the building reactions. Similarly, the other organelles are in the form of Golgi complex, which is a membrane bound organelle. The main function of Golgi complex is protein targeting, sorting and storage. Then there are endoplasmic reticulum, which is of two types, smooth and rough. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is smooth because it does not consist of ribosomes on its membrane, and rough endoplasmic reticulum is rough because ribosomes are present on its surface. The main function of ribosomes present on the surface of the endoplasmic reticulum is the protein synthesis with the help of transfer RNA and messenger RNA. There are ribosomes which are also found freely inside the cytoplasm. Their function is also protein synthesis. Then there are plastids, which is again membrane bound organelle. These plastids are only present in the plant cell and these are absent in the animal cell. Plastids are of three types: chloroplast, chromoplast and leucoplast. Chloroplast is green in color because it constitutes a green colored pigment called chlorophyll. Chromoplast is colored and leucoplast is white in color. Chloroplast is made up of stroma and grana part, which perform light and dark reactions of the photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is a process in which green plants prepare their food with the help of carbon dioxide, water and sunlight, which is captured by chlorophyll molecules, and thus the photosynthesis is carried on by algae and other plants which contains chloroplast in them. Other organelles are also present, such as lysosomes, which are called suicide bags of the cell, because these kill the infected organelles or infected cell if the condition persists. Then there are microbodies such as spherosomes, peroxisomes, and we forgot to mention nucleus, which is the most important organelle of the cell. It is called the master organelle because it consists of double-stranded molecule of DNA. This DNA molecule is very important because it is the blueprint of the life and it carries genetic information from one generation to the other. Also, the main function of DNA is to order the kind of protein it wants to form, and the ribosomes form the proteins which are ordered by the nucleus according to the cell requirement. So, we can say this nucleus is the most important cellular organelle. So, we have studied a lot about cell, and we have seen that why cell is so important and how it constitutes the major function to sustain all the life activities which is needed to live. Thank you.